so today we're going to work on the equilibrium lab. Tomorrow, ACT juniors, pre-ACT sophomores, seniors get the day off. If you need help, I'll be here after. They get done at 12:30, so give me till 1 so I can have lunch. Then on Thursday, we'll just do, it's just a cleanup day, whatever you need to get done. But if you get your lab notebook done today, go ahead and put it back over in the crate. I didn't move the crates over, but if you get done, put it in the crate, and I'll go over there and grade them. So we're going to use a graph to explain the concepts of dynamic equilibrium. We're going to do a chemical equilibrium lab, and then your lab notebook is due next time if you don't get it done today. Sapling, finish it, and the test is available till Friday, so make sure you take it before Friday. Okay, if you would get Logger Pro up and running, Logger Pro, you should bring up to this screen. Hi. Okay, get Logger Pro up. Printer is a science printer. So first thing you want to do and check is if you go to print and you say, okay, are one of your choices the science laser printer? Okay, fix it, go red. That's why I wanted you to check it before we get too much in. Remember, which one do you have? 20? Okay, science laser printer is the one that you need. So before we get all this beautiful, and then you figure out it won't print, let's double check and make sure science laser printer is one of them. Okay, has everybody checked their printer? Double check your printer. Yours is slow, okay. Okay, we're going to take a break. Just click on the data set, hover over the double-sided square, or over the square, you'll get a double-sided arrow. When you get that double-sided arrow, you can make it bigger or smaller. Okay, now that's next step. Okay, has everybody got, so you could put another column in? Okay, go up to the top where it says data, click on data, go down to new manual column. New manual column. Click on it. Then it'll want a name. Let's call this our products. And we're going to short unit it by P. It'll actually be centimeters that we're measuring, but we're not worried about that. So just P. Say done. That'll bring up your third column, and it will already be labeled. Okay, is everybody at that point? Okay, double click on the Y. Yes. What I did is I went up to data, went down to add a new manual column, then I changed the name to product and put a P in the unit. Short name? Don't worry about that. Just click out of it and go to the next one. It's okay. And then just say done. I'm going to say cancel because I don't want another one. Okay, everybody there? Okay, double click on the Y. You're going to name this one reactants. With a short, with a small, or capital R for the units. And do done. And you're going to click on the X. Not the data set, but the X. I had some kid click on the data set next time. This one is going to be our trial number. And if you want a shortcut letter, you could do T. Okay, so all of these are on. Everybody okay? We got to do the next thing. Is everybody up with me? That's important. Anyone not up with me? Ben, are you helping? Yes. Okay, double click the graph. At this point, you want to click on the tab that says Graph Options. Graph Options. We're going to put in part A. You're actually going to make 3 different graphs, part A, part B, part C. So click in part A. Then come down right here so where it says connect points and click that on.
Excuse me, what's part A?
Title. So make sure you're underneath graphic options, not axes options. And then under the title, just put part A. And then click on connect points right here. Is everybody there? Okay, now go into the axes options. Everybody go in the axes options. Okay, on this one, we're going to make sure both the reactants and the products are checked because we want to see both of them. And then we're just going to say auto scale. And we're going to say done. Just auto scale.
Was there any graph options for the first one? Like,
yes, connect points. It'll label it itself. Yep, and then you just say done. Okay, everything is now ready for you to start. Your first trial is going to be a 0 trial. That means initial. Then you'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I'm just going to show you what's going to happen. You're going to measure the depth of a can in centimeters with water in there. So maybe I had 10 and I had 10. And then it went to 11 and 9. And then it went to 12 and 8. No, I'm just showing you. Okay, when it gets to the point where I get 12 and 8, or the same numbers 3 times in a row, that means I'm at equilibrium. Okay? Once I'm at equilibrium, it'll ask you to do something. Look in part A, what does it ask you to do? Once I've reached equilibrium, what does it ask me to do? Don't dump out the containers and then go get 2 large beakers from the sink and add it to what? Reactants. So then I'm going to get another measurement here for number 5 of what happened. And then I'm going to start switching beakers again. So I'm going to get a new thing. Maybe my reactants now are 16 and this was still 8. So then when I start again, then this one starts going down maybe, and this one goes up. I don't know. And then when I get to the point where, again, I have reached equilibrium, it will go to the same numbers 3 times in a row. Okay? All right, so let's look at really quickly. I'm going to show you in visual form up here what you're going to do. So you're going to get 2 cans. The 2 cans are going to be named reactant and product. Okay? You're going to fill them with what? What does it tell you to fill? With water for how high? Which one's supposed to be higher? The reactants or the products?
reactants.
Which one? Products. Okay, so products are higher, so I put more products than I have reactants. Do not go over half full. Okay, it says 15 centimeters, that's way too full. No more than half full on the cans. Okay, so then you're following the reaction. What does it say to use for the beaker for the reactants? Large or small?
Large.
Large. Okay, here's my beaker, and then that means the small ones for this one, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to dip this into here, and then I'm going to take it and put it in there. And then I'm going to dip this into here, and then I'm going to take it and put it in there. The trick here is, that's one trial. The trick is I can't tip the cans. I can't tip the reactant or the product. So over here in our trial number that we just made, and our reactants and our products, I would have initially what trial 0 was initially whatever I had to start with. So since my products are bigger than my reactants, I'm going to say it was like something like that. The first trial after I dumped and dumped then would be what I would read. So how do I read it? I'm going to have a ruler in here, and I'm going to have a ruler in here, and I'm just measuring depths. Okay? So then I measure the depths again, and maybe it goes to 8 and 13, sort of like we just did. Okay? But you're putting it right in the computer. It's building the graph right as you do it. Okay? When it gets to the point again where it's equal, then you're going to stress it by putting 2 more beakers, big beakers full, into the reactants, right? And then you're going to do it again. Okay? Third trial. This is where everybody got messed up. On the third trial, I'm going to go forward here another page. On the third trial, once you've finished with your reactants and your products, okay, and you have a water level in here, you're going to take whichever beaker, and I can't remember which one it is, the small beaker or the large beaker, I don't remember which one was what for third trial, but you're going to dip it in here, get as much as you can in it, and then instead of pouring it over in the reactants, you're going to take a graduated cylinder and you're going to pour it into the graduated cylinder. Now, if you get above 100, or if it looks like you're going to go above 100, stop at the 100 point. Okay, I'm stopping at the 100 point, and pour that back in, but keep taking the beaker and filling it up so you know how much it was full. Okay, then you're going to do it with a small. So then it tells you to take that and dip it again. So you poured everything back in, dip it again, and pour it into the small beaker. You want to see if it fills the small beaker. Then you're going to dip the small beaker in here as much as you can. And then you're going to take the graduated cylinder and you're going to fill the graduated cylinder and write that down. Look on your, I think it's the second page, down at the bottom there's a grid. Those numbers don't go on your graph, they go on that table on the bottom of the page on the right. Okay? All right, so graduated cylinders, small beakers and large beakers are here. The tin cans are here. They have R's and P's on them so you can get reactants or products. The rulers are right there. After you finish, clean up, get a cleanup stamp. Make sure you've got your pre-lab before you start. And then your time is yours to work on sapling, to work on lab notebooks, to work on the pre-test. Oh, pre-test. I need to tell you an issue with pre-test. I must have got off about between 11 and 13. So these are the answers for 11 through 13, A, D, A, and then from that point off, it's off by 1. So 14's answers on 13, 15 answers on 14, 16's answers on 15. Okay, so all the other answers are there, they're just shifted 1. Okay, till the end. Okay, so I started writing all the ones that were wrong, and then we figured out, actually another student figured out, hey, Mrs. Howell, you're off by 1 after number 13. So 11 through 12, again, A, D, A, and then 14 on, it's just shifted up 1 for the answers. Okay? So 11 is A, 12 is D, 13 is A, and then from that point on, for 14, you look at 13 in the answer key. For 15, you look at 14. For 16, you look at 15. So 1 less, okay? I didn't want to blow your ears up. Okay, any questions with that? Sorry about that. I fixed it for next year. It doesn't help you guys. Yes? Uh-huh. So basically, if I have my reactants and my product there, okay, here's my beakers. I'm going to take and dip and pour. Set them down, measure it. That's trial 1. Dip and pour. Trial 2, measure it. Okay, so when I get to the point where each time I dip, I'm getting the same answer, that's equilibrium. Okay, it doesn't mean that they're both half full. That's not equilibrium. But when I get the same answers in both sides. So not 8 and 8, like 8, 8, 8, 13, 13, 13. Okay? Yes.
So then your 0 trial is with
0 trials before you start. Yeah, before you start. At the very end, again, I'm going to dip in here. I'm going to pour it in here. Hopefully it's below 100. If it is, then I can just read it, pour it in here, and see how far up it goes. Okay, then I pour that back and I dip this, and I pour this in and get that number. That's it. Okay? You can do it. Stuff is all around. Help yourself. Here's one set, almost done. Yes.
Wait, so 14, the answer for 14 is 13?
Yes.